Welcome to In the Geek Room, and I'm continuing the movies I've watched in 2021 series. I know it's a bit late, but we are now on June. So started a month with the 83rd movie, which was Them, 1954 black and white ant movie about giant ants. I was inspired to watch this from the ending of Ant-Man and Wasp. It's the film they're watching when they're tiny and they're watching it on their computer screen like a little bit of a drive-in. Then John Wick Chapter 2. Everyone says I should watch this. The John Wick films have got on to Chapter 2. I don't see the fascination. I mean, Peter Stormare at the start, and then he was wasted because I hardly used in it. So, not a fan for this great assassin, hitman. He gets captured too easily. Then I did back-to-back on the projector. On the big screen blew up Infinity War and Endgame. Classic movies, did them back-to-back after being at work all day as well, so that on the pay job, should I say. So it's good to actually get it blown up and having it being projected onto the wall. Spider-Man Far From Home, so with that we were up to date. Far From Home, brilliant film, love it because Peter Mendelssohn's in it. He's brilliant. Ben Mendelsohn, sorry, as the Skrulls. I thought he's just superb. Spoilers, should have pointed out. A Quiet Place Part 2 went back to the first cinema trip of the year with A Quiet Place Part 2. Superb sequel, absolutely loved it. Really wanted to see it, it was due out last year, which saw the trailer when I saw Parasite, but I ended up watching the first one, loved the first one, and the second one's just as good, got some good scares in it, real classic suspense. Started on the for the anniversary, Raiders of the Lost Ark, which if you click on the link below, you'll see we're doing it in the High Ground podcast as part of our yearly celebration of Raiders of the Lost Ark and Indiana Jones at 40, so I had to watch it. So followed by Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and The Last Crusade. I love Indiana Jones, enough said. Temple of Doom, I know it's not the one everybody loves, actually, compared to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But enough said about that. And of course, I did have to watch Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'm going to have an interesting podcast coming up about that soon. That's on the High Ground podcast, as always, the link a bit lower. My fiance ended up buying the Lost Boys trilogy. I mean, we already had the first one, so for the first time we watched The Tribe, which is an alright kind of retelling of the first, essentially a remake. Well, The Thirst just lost the plot. It's just interesting to watch. I mean, you could tell they were going to go for a new direction and continue after The Thirst. They hint at The Tribe of something interesting, which they didn't pull off on The Thirst. But, they're just interesting curiosity little films. If you haven't seen them, I mean, they're nowhere near as good as the original Lost Boys, which is an all-time classic. But straight to video stuff, or straight to DVD as it was at the time of release, they are interesting. Just watch them if you haven't seen them. And ended June with a big screen showing of Ready Player One, which is Steven Spielberg doing what he does best. Good movie, which is just real fun. And so that's it. That's June. Ended up with my 95th film in June with Ready Player One. That's what I've watched in June. Hopefully it'll inspire you to watch something similar. I'm Stevie. See you all in July.